What is going on, fellow fans of Clash of Clans? It is your host, Galadon. Thank you guys for stopping by. That's right, today, 1 troop, 3 stars, unusual attacks of all kinds. And if the name sounds familiar, it's because, yes, it is a blast from the past, the 2019 version. We are going to show you all sorts of crazy single troop attacks, and I'm going to show you the clips from the original video that has nearly 10 million views. Now, before we get into that, we've got an attack with an Electro Dragon in multiplayer right here. And I just wanted to remind you, if you haven't already, please do click that subscribe button and turn on notifications. And when you click on notifications, does yours make this strange sound mine does? It's so weird. I don't know. Let me know when you click that bell down in the comments if yours made the same sound. So yes, we've got multiplayer attacks, friendly attacks, single troop attacks, but the original video, here's the thing. I made the mistake. This is the beginning, the first attack in the original video. I used 120 wall breakers. So people were all up in my business saying that this was false, that this was clickbait. It wasn't 1 troop 3 stars. It was one type of troop 3 stars, and people raged in the comments. Now, okay, so I've kind of learned from that, and I'm telling you, we're going to show 1 troop, 1 singular troop getting 3 stars. But let's go ahead and first show the 2019 version of all wall breakers getting 3 stars. Now, you might recognize the music in the background. We are bringing back a blast from the past. This is from my original soundtrack back from 2014, 2013. It's called Danger Rises. It was a song that I used in many of my early videos that I licensed early on in the beginning days of my YouTube. So, all right, here it is. Now, this is a clan that I created myself, 1 troop, 3 stars. I've got Galadon, my main, needed to bring out those powerful troops against Galadon 4.0. Now, many of my Galadon whatever .0s are still working on getting to where they're supposed to be. I think only Galadon 6.0 is the maxed out Town Hall 6. The rest are in progress. The idea is eventually I'm going to have a 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, and 6.0 that are each individually completely maxed out for that Town Hall level. And then perhaps, 7 and 8, but that's kind of a lot of work. So, all right, here we go. The rest of the wall breakers coming in with a couple of rage spells, and it brings back memories. It feels just like the old days of dropping all the wall breakers and completely wiping out a base. Now, of course, the old video did catch some hate because they said, oh, Galadon, you dropped trophies, you went out, and you annihilated a bunch of poor, unsuspecting players' bases, and that sucks. You suck, or whatever. Well, I can understand, so that's why we're doing friendly attacks here. But not only friendly attacks. I couldn't resist. I went out in multiplayer because, remember, I have the Town Hall 11 account that just dropped trophies all the way down to 0. So I thought, hey, this is the perfect opportunity to go out, find some unsuspecting players' bases, and crush them with just 1 troop. So in the meantime, yes, we brought the Pekka out. Thought it'd be a lot of fun. Pretty much my all-time favorite troop in Clash of Clans is the Pekka. She is amazing. Watching her one-shot, building after building after building is, I don't know. I never get tired of watching her do that. And that's one of the reasons I really like the Electro Dragon, because it has that same ability to completely pulverize a structure in 1 shot. These little baby gold storages. Of course, the gold mine's going to go down. And 1 troop, 3 stars, like for real. Like that was actually 1 troop. Had some spells, but let's not get technical on me. Okay, so now I did all sorts of different types of raids. If there's something that you will want to see that you didn't get to see, please let me know. This is Galadon 6.0, the completely maxed out Town Hall 6, and an actually relatively standard base design for a Town Hall 6. I thought, let's bring in 1 troop, the Archer Queen, and see if she can't 3-star a fully maxed out Town Hall 6. So should I go for the full clickbait and say 1 troop, 3 stars, maxed out base? Okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that, but I'm just saying. I'm going to go with the exact same title, word for word, letter for letter, that I used way back in the day. Anyway, let's go ahead and fast forward through the rest of this attack. Not a big surprise that the Archer Queen is indeed going to completely wipe out the Town Hall 6. Level 60 Archer Queen, I'm telling you, even after the big hero nerf that we saw a few years back, maxed out heroes are a force to be reckoned with, and I probably could have done this without most of these spells as well. Okay, so let's take another blast into the past. We're going to go back and look at the original One Troop 3 Stars episode, and one of my favorites, that's right, the Witch, picking up 3 stars. We'll quickly fast forward through this, and then fast forward through time, back from 2014 into 2019, and One Troop 3 Stars one more time with a maxed out Witch. So obviously this is a friendly challenge again. Galadon versus Galadon 4.0. That's not a maxed out 4 yet, but we'll get there eventually. And all we really had to worry about here was getting the splash damage out of the way. So the only splash damage in this base was, of course, the mortar. We deploy the Witch right by the mortar. Once the mortar is out of the way, it's all over. Just a matter of, can you get through the structures in time? A couple of rage spells there to help out the Witch, and she is going to spew skeletons all over the battlefield and easily pick up another 3-star. Now, this is technically one troop. No, maybe not, because it's a Witch and a bunch of skeletons. And are they troops or are they... Anyway, don't get technical on me. I mean, trust me, I got enough hate from the first time I did this episode. Okay, let's try in multiplayer. So this was a real base that we actually found. This is with the rushed Town Hall 11 account. And again, you tell me, does this count as one troop? We are going to use only the Stone Slammer. So I realize the Stone Slammer isn't a troop. It's a siege machine, but there's only one troop inside the siege machine. So then technically it counts because somebody has to pilot the siege machine. Wait a minute. That's not true, because you can deploy an empty siege machine, can't you? Anyway, that's not the point. Okay, so just trust me, there's one troop in there, and we're not going to see it because the Stone Slammer is going to completely wipe out this player's base, which in and of itself is pretty satisfying to watch it demolish all those low-level walls. But imagine being this player coming back, and remember, he's a lower-level Town Hall. Chances are, if this is his first Clash of Clans account, he's never seen that thing. So he's like, did a hot air balloon just come and destroy my base? How do I get a hot air balloon? Is that a really, really, really high-level balloon? You never know what these players are thinking, so it's kind of funny. It was kind of enjoyable, and the Stone Slammer OP takes out almost this entire base, almost every single wall piece, not just buildings. But by the time we get done with this attack, you look back, there's only like maybe 3 or 4 pieces of this base that are still standing at all. All right. Next up, what do we got? Okay, so this is another multiplayer attack, and this time I thought I would bring a siege machine, the Wall Wrecker, and an Electro Dragon inside. So again, it is still technically one unit, one troop, one siege machine housing an Electro Dragon. And again, is this player familiar with what a Wall Wrecker is or what an Electro Dragon is? Either way, that's exactly what's about to happen to his base. The Wall Wrecker comes in, glides all the way through these little tiny low-level buildings, gets to the Town Hall, and then the Electro Dragon is going to go to work and absolutely annihilate everything else in this base. And yeah, so now we did this with the Town Hall 11. You could do this with a lower level Town Hall as long as you have the ability to fit the troop inside the siege machine or inside the clan castle. And that's exactly what we did next. So the Electro Dragon gets through this fast-forwarded raid, and we're going to show a couple others real quick. Okay, so these are in 2x speed. If you want to watch this at normal speed, you've got way too much time on your hands. Or you can go ahead and click on 0.5 and watch the whole thing in actual slow speed. Not the most thrilling or exciting raids, but easily 3-starring another base with a clan castle balloon. So we brought a lower-level Town Hall. We went out, we found actual players in multiplayer, and destroyed their base with just one balloon. Of course, one baby dragon. That was a big suggestion from the live stream. I believe I was live streaming this. And the baby dragon comes out of the clan castle. She is going to get... I had just assigned the baby dragon a gender. I don't know. Is the baby dragon a female? Is the dragon? Is it an Electro Dragon? I have no idea. Why am I going down this road? Anyway, one baby dragon, 3 stars, not too difficult. It's got the tantrum going on right there. And again, Susan Hala is going to come back and maybe be in for a bit of a surprise when she sees a baby dragon completely wiped out her base. Pretty fun to do, and I don't know. Okay, so that's a baby dragon. We did a baby dragon. We've done electro dragons. How about if we try to ask our friend, the Hog Rider?
But of course, Galadon, I can destroy an entire base with just my hammer.
It's a pretty well-kept secret. I don't know if you knew, but I am actually the voice of the Hog Rider. But okay, so let's get and yes, okay, so the Hog Rider gets through a pretty low-level base. King K's base is going to get annihilated. Getting the defenses out of the way first kind of helps to have a unit like this when you're doing 1 troop 3 stars style attacks. And the Hog Rider is easily going to wipe out the rest of this low-level base. Also, possibly an explanation for how some players with extremely low-level town halls are racking up tons of war stars. Get that clan castle, get a maxed out troop in there of this kind, and you could definitely be 3-starring lots of extremely low-level war bases in classic clan wars. Now in CWL, well, I guess it happens. You guys will have to let me know. I haven't done that in CWL. But okay, we also had a few fails. There were lots of different strategies that we tried. This player apparently really focused on protecting that Dark Elixir. We went after him with, you ready for this? Okay, we have the Battle Blimp, and inside the Battle Blimp, we brought 1 solitary Valkyrie. So the idea here was that the Battle Blimp would roll over these cannons and wipe them out, and it did take out many of the cannons. A lot of the ground defenses got wiped out before it got to the town hall. Then, of course, it got the mortar out of the way, so we're feeling pretty good. It goes down. In comes the Valkyrie. We've got Rage, Heal, and Freeze. And unfortunately, she took about 50% damage just from the Barbarian King. She works her way through most of the rest of this base, but she just can't quite get the job done. There are a couple of defenses here on the far left that she's going to end up after, and just it isn't going to work out. So there you go, the Wizard Tower, the Cannon, and the Archer Tower, and she's down. All right, more on failed experiments. How about a Stone Slammer? And you ready for this one? I knew this was going to fail. Before I even put this guy in the Stone Slammer, I knew that this was not going to work out. It's a miner. Okay, so the Stone Slammer rolls around and gets all of the defenses out of the way. Once the defenses are down, we thought, well, I've already destroyed a base completely with just the Stone Slammer, so let's see how much work the miner can get done. Now, of course, we only have 2 rage spells. We are going to drop the miner out of the Stone Slammer eventually, right after it gets the king out of the way, and now it's a miner versus the rest of this base. And, well, you could probably imagine, even with rage, even with a bunch of rage, it just wasn't going to be way too many structures to get through in too short of a time. Now, one of the fun challenges of using my Town Hall 11 that's so badly rushed, engineered, whatever you want to call it, is that occasionally it finds other Town Hall 11s that are similarly designed. Now, this one had all 3 heroes and even had an X-bow in the center of the base, and this player had gone to the trouble to upgrade their one and only cannon. This Town Hall 11 would be the highest Town Hall that I managed to 3-star with just 1 troop. And you guessed it, we are going to bring in an Electro Dragon, this time not even a siege machine, so the purists can rejoice. We did not use a siege machine, we only used 1 solitary Electro Dragon, but I can also tell you that had we not used any spells, this probably would not be a 3-star. The Electro Dragon powerful, but just incredibly slow. So we've got the 5 rage spells. We kind of let the Electro Dragon get through a few buildings at first. I brought 5 rages. I only ended up using a couple of them as one of those things. Could I have 3-starred this without any rages? Possibly, but who wants to sit here for 3 minutes and watch that happen? I mean, heck, if you're still here watching the video right now, thank you, by the way. And if you've gotten to this part of the video, would you leave a like on the video and let me know what you would like to see in the future from videos like this? I'm happy to try other experiments. I've got lots of town halls, and it's fun. It's kind of satisfying to watch things like this. Speaking of satisfying, how about for the last attack of the day, we get in with all wall breakers and completely wreck my own Galadon 6.0's base's walls. Now, of course, Remember, wall breakers do a damage bonus to walls only, not to buildings. We leave one wall and then we can't get through these buildings. There's no possible way. Now, I tell you guys what I'm also going to do as a little bit of bonus footage at the very end of this episode. After the credits roll, I will put the original One Troop 3 Stars video down so you can see how much I've changed and Clash has changed in the last 5 years. Thank you guys once again. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Get out there, be kind to other people, be kind to animals, be kind to the planet. And I hope to see every last one of you back here again tomorrow for more Full Attacks. Spending a few minutes of your day with Clash of Clans attacks, and as you may already well know, I had the unfortunate opportunity recently to spend some time at 0 trophies. Had a chance to do some interesting attacks with just one troop and some unusual attacks. I asked you guys in a previous episode if you wanted to see them. I put a straw poll out, and yes, the response was pretty overwhelming. 98% of you wanted to see those attacks, so here we go. Now, I saved my favorite attack for last, but this was probably the most requested and very infamous all-wall breaker raid that people ask about. So I went ahead and found a village that didn't have too many walls, and I'm trying to be thrifty with my deployment of wall breakers here in the beginning. Didn't want to waste a whole bunch because I know they're going to continue to target those walls until the walls are all completely gone. So just a couple more wall breakers here. Gonna get those last sections of walls out of the way. And now that they are gone, we can use our wall breakers to go after buildings. So instead of targeting the walls, they're going to target the closest structure that they're deployed near. So we went ahead and dropped a rage spell there to make sure they get through that higher hit point structure of the town hall. Then just massive amounts of wall breakers going to work on defenses here, going to work on the storages and the mines. Another rage spell over here by the gold storage and the elixir storage. Again, a little bit of overkill. These guys causing a massive amount of damage at a time, wiping out these structures, and now realizing I don't really need any more rage spells. We just drop a few more here, and we've just got one structure left, just the camp to get through to get to 100% damage. There's one. This group of 5 gets over there, and one more for a 3-star victory. So yes, these raids are kind of fun, but true enjoyment would be watching the look on the player's face when he logs on and sees he was completely wiped out by just wall breakers. So in this attack here, I just thought I'd see how fast I could wipe out a village with just a few troops. So I took 10 wizards, spread them around, dropped the king and the queen, and that was it. Just those 12 troops, hit the special abilities for the royals, and let the time count down. And sure enough, 12 troops, 13 seconds, and a 3-star victory. So before I got back onto the road to 3,200 trophies again, I figured I had a chance to leave a few more surprises in some defenders' inboxes. So we went ahead and took out an entire village with one level 5 hog rider. This raid much funnier watching at full speed. Just watching that guy madly pound at everything with a hammer, goes around, every single structure is down, and eventually another 3-star victory for the hog rider. So who was up next? None other than the witch. Yes, I just dropped one witch on this poor unsuspecting village, dropped her way out by the edge there, gave her time to generate those skeletons before she gets into town. I never noticed before the little burned earth marks that are left when the skeletons get generated. By the time she gets up to that archer tower, she's got all of those skeletons working, and they're actually doing the majority of the work here, working on 2 structures at once. Every time one goes down, she generates another one, keeping them going. One is split off by himself, is up there on the builder's hut, and these guys are pretty soon just completely overrunning this village. Now they're working on 3 structures at the same time. And once the cannon in the center is taken out by the skeletons, there's nothing left to stop this group of undead as they wipe out this village completely. And sure enough, after a few more seconds, one witch, 3 stars. Now for this next attack, I didn't do the math ahead of time. I just went out and found an unsuspecting town hall, dropped 5 lightning spells on it, a la Peter on the gem box, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And sure enough, complete annihilation. The town hall goes down. A ridiculously expensive way to win a battle, but I just had to see it in first person. So next up, the obligatory single dragon raid. Just drop this dragon right on the only structure that can do any damage to it, the archer tower. And so once the archer tower goes down, there's really nothing else left to stop this dragon except for time. It moves kind of slowly but does so much damage. Just took a few seconds and the dragon had completely wiped out this village. So up next for total destruction would be a single balloon, and even smarter than the dragon, the balloon moves in, takes out the defenses first, and then kind of cool to watch in fast motion, it looks like it's just one-shotting all of these structures, goes out, drops a bomb on everything, and 3-star victory. So the next single troop assault I tried was probably the most challenging. That was just a solo minion. Dropped a heal and a rage spell right on top of each other here. The minion, so few hit points, never would have gotten through that archer tower without going down. But once the archer tower is down, again, nothing to stop the minion. And unfortunately, though, even with the help of 4 maximum level rage spells, just not enough time for the minion to get through all of these structures. And so we had to settle and walk away with just 2 stars. So next up, one of my favorite raids, that purple possessor of pulverizing power. Yes, it's the level 5 Pekka. One of the most predictable raids here, going through and pretty much one-shotting every single structure in this village. It was never a chance, never a question as to what was going to happen here. The nearest building was going down until every last building was gone. So yes, that Pekka packs a potent punch and put together a perfect assault, but it was not my favorite attack. I have to say the one I enjoyed the most was the wizard. Now it did take him a little more effort to get through the village than say the Pekka or the dragon, but we had rage and heal spells in there to keep him healed as he was facing all 4 of those defensive structures. Once he got through the town hall, he's eventually going to get through some more of these structures. Finally, he will work his way around to take out those cannons. We've got the 3rd heal spell in there, and now there's nothing to slow him down. The wizard finishing up his attack way up in the corner on this gold mine. Yes, it's another perfect 3-star victory, and with the end of that battle brings the end of this episode. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed those unusual raids. We'll definitely go back to the high-level raids, the Let's Play series immediately. So thanks again for watching, you guys. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my other episodes.